Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Levski again. Now, this week's Around the Verse was hosted by Chris Roberts with Sandy Gardner, and Gerard Huckleberry hosted Shipshape, which featured an extensive look at the Aegis Reclaimer. That's the one with the big claw. Now, the Aegis Reclaimer is the biggest ship to go into the game so far, and it will be in the game from patch 3.1. Now, its salvage mechanics will have to wait until patch 3.2 and onwards, but for now you will be able to fly this ship, which is 150 meters long and 118 meters wide and 50 meters tall. Now, it has got a crew of 5, but there are actually more stations on board the ship, so you could well accommodate a much larger crew. Bear in mind when the salvage mechanics do come online that it will be a ship which does certainly require other players to operate the ship to its optimum capabilities. But of course, further down the line there will be AI which should be fairly capable of standing in for real players. Now, Matthew Intrieri told us about some of the work he's been doing on the landing gear for the Aegis Reclaimer, and with a ship this size it has caused him some technical issues which they've had to overcome. Now, the landing gear is absolutely huge, it's massive, and it actually springs down into position to obviously take the weight of this huge ship. Now, watching this ship coming into land is, well, it's going to be a sight to behold. And it'll probably only be topped by actually watching the Aegis Reclaimer churn up some salvage in the depths of space with those big claws. Now, in this week's Around the Verse we also got to see some more footage of the Tumbril Cyclone, which will be drivable in 3.1. Now, this is your, well, it's based on the concept of a Doom buggy for Star Citizen, but will come in 5 different variants. So the base variant will be the one drivable in 3.1. As you can see, it is really speedy, so it's going to be your go-to vehicle to get somewhere very fast. Now, Gerard Huckleberry showed us some ongoing work they're doing on the F8 Lightning, and he told us that they've altered the design of the cockpit and the wings at the front of the ship. Now, there was the usual calling all devs this week, and Gerard Huckleberry called up some devs and they answered questions put to them from the community. Well, I thought I'd just take a little bit of a drive around Levski in the Ursa rover, and it's the only way I can leave at the moment because whenever I try and take off, my ship just refuses to actually get full control. So I might be at Levski for some time. Anyway, I've picked out just a few of the questions from this week's Calling All Devs. Now, there was one, will we be able to climb cliffs or use thrusters while on foot? Well, the simple answer for that is not at the moment. Now, the other interesting question I've picked out is ship radar, 2D or 3D? Can you, have either? Well, at the moment, if your ship has got a 2D radar, you're stuck with a 2D radar or a 3D radar, but with the render to texture tech coming online, you'll be able to have a holographic display of either 2D or 3D radar. Now, there was one question regarding EVA. Will you be able to catch a runaway ship while EVAing? And you've probably experienced that yourselves, where a ship just gets further and further away. Now, unfortunately, this isn't planned at the moment, but the developer did say it's not impossible, but there may be some technical issues with the physics grids, so you won't see that anytime soon. And electronic warfare, EMP, came up again. Now, they are aware that this is an issue. It's been overpowered in 3.0 with ships like the Avenger Warlock and the Sabre Raven, but they are actually tone that down, and I think you're going to lose shields and the ability to fire most weapons when you're charging your EMP for an EMP pulse, and they've also altered the time it takes ships to recover from EMP blasts. So you expect to see changes in 3.1. Also, there are still plans for other types of electronic warfare, like hacking in the future. So you'll be able to hack into ships to open doors and to disable them. So cargo purchase mechanics may be displayed on the star map sometime in the future. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to like, and it would help the channel a lot if you could consider subscribing. So until next time, wherever you're watching out in that big universe, you take care, and hopefully I'll see you all sometime soon. Probably again at Levski. Bye for now.